Hey there, Wall Street winners. It is Wednesday, April the 24th, and boy, oh boy, have we seen some interesting things after market yesterday and just in the world in general. We've got the Dow Jones just around break even, down 21 points, which is 0.05%. It's 5 minutes after 7 in the morning. So we have an hour and 25 minutes till, 2 hours and 25 minutes till market open. The S&P futures are up slightly, but pretty much around where they closed. And the NASDAQ is up 0.5% or 86.25 points. As we speak right now, all of this likely subject to change as we move into the opening of the market. First of all, I just don't understand how we have two old geriatric dudes running for president of the United States with so many other viable candidates, but we've got two manipulative seniors fighting in their walkers to get into the most powerful position in the US, and this is just mind-blowing how this can continue. And then on other news, we have Tesla and Tesla earnings. So Tesla came out yesterday, and Elon Musk, I have to say, this man should be the president of the United States. He is a master of spin and manipulation himself, and it's worked well for him in a business context. He's also likely a genius, which doesn't hurt. But Tesla reporting weaker than expected car deliveries a few weeks ago. We had weaker earnings. We had weaker profitability. We had positive cash flow from an operating perspective of about $260 million for the quarter, but negative $2.6 billion when they looked at AI and infrastructure spending. And this stock, which is not done well all year long, shot up 12% post and now pre-market. So it's up 17, almost $18 pre-market going into the open. And it just boggles my mind. And all of this has to do with future guidance. So Elon coming out yesterday, making a bunch of statements, one of them about how by 2025 he will build a more affordable EV. This is on the back of him struggling to get the Cybertruck out while it's in production, and having to cut costs almost globally on the Model 3 and Model Y to clear inventories. It's just, it seems absolutely preposterous that a company which, don't get me wrong, has great fundamentals and is certainly a market leader, but is struggling at the moment due to sales, due to interest rates being where they are, is making future commitments with nothing to back them up, just throwing things spaghetti against the wall, and is seeing so many people with belief in him and the company get behind it and drive the momentum of this stock forward. So this is one of those rare exceptions where you really don't need, it's all about the sizzle and nothing about the steak. So we'll see what happens. They've got a big announcement coming August 8th of this year, and we'll see whether they actually have some meat on the bone at that point and can live up to these grandiose statements, because it's not unlike Musk to make grandiose statements. Anyway, back to the markets today. So if we scroll to the top of the Bloomberg app, knowing that futures are green for the most part, Lululemon is starting to recover, continuing its recovery. We've got Nike at 94, so climbing again, little by little, from where it left off. And Nike is going to announce results at the end of June, so we've got a ways to go there. Humana today came out with news and results, and they appear to be positive. Their future forecasts are probably a little better than expected, not great, but a little better than expected. So they didn't dive like they have in the past earnings sessions. So up $12 pre-market. So that's going to get them into the high 330s or 340 range today. So that's a positive. CNR is coming out with earnings as well. So they should have already actually come out with earnings. And we don't see any movement pre-market there. But we can see that they've announced first quarter earnings. And as we scroll down, their revenue ton miles remained flat. Revenues was a decrease of 1%. Operating income was a decrease of 7%. So I think what we're going to see today is a buying opportunity for CN. I wouldn't jump in on this now. I think 176 is rich for where we are. I think this stock could get back down to the low 160s, if not into the mid 150s, and it would be a steal to pick up at that price. Con Ed is still up in the high 92 range. So wait for that to come back down to 87. It's in that envelope that we talked about in a recording last week. We've got some of the oil stocks reporting this week, Chevron and Exxon, as well as Valero tomorrow, Chevron and Exxon on Friday. I would be interested, and I think Valero is an attractive purchase at this price. Crude is off today by 60 cents. I think it will turn around. We know that the Halliburton results were good, even though it doesn't really reflect in what the stock has done yet. But as soon as crude moves back up into the 85, 86 range, all of these are going to start to turn around. And it feels like they've kind of hit a bottom with crude at 82 or $83 in that range. So if we can start to see crude move back up, which I think we will, as we move further into the spring and into the summertime and the fall, I think those are going to be good bets. And I do believe that the earnings from Valero are going to be strong today. CRM made a bit of a rebound yesterday. It looks like it's going to pop again today a little bit. Palo Alto was really the popper yesterday. I mean, up almost $12. This stock is back in the 290s where I called it would be and expected it to be in the last couple of episodes. Net climbed as well significantly yesterday. I think this is going to be a $110 stock on earnings in the coming couple of weeks. We have some significant movement as well down below. Not so much on Microsoft, but definitely positive. And Microsoft is coming out with earnings tomorrow after market close. I think because of Tesla, we saw ON Semiconductor move, because this is the company that makes chips for EVs, and they're probably thinking that with a pickup in Tesla, there's going to be a pickup in their sales and their demand, and that's almost at half the price that we saw this at when it announced earnings earlier this year. So this is a steal of a price right now to get in on Semiconductor, especially if you feel we are going to get a rate cut and we could see some additional movement in EVs and automobiles in general. And then we're going to get down to some of the big movers. So some of the big movers today include Meta. Meta's coming out with results at the end of the day today. It's up 11.50 pre-market. This stock I think is going to set to go 330, possibly 340 today, if the earnings smash it out of the park like I expect they will. We saw a huge bump yesterday in Netflix, up $23, which reported last week. So after a bit of a tumble last week, it looks like it's climbing its way back. And then Nvidia made great strides in almost getting back to where it was after the Friday close. So again, up 30, was up 33 the day before, but it was down 80 on the Friday. So we're getting close. It's up 18 pre-market. So it looks like it's climbing back into the 840, possibly 850, 860 range on its way back up as some of these tech companies start reporting and start showing good results. Google, another strong player. This looks like it's set to dip a little bit and could be a buying opportunity going into earnings, which are 5 days out for Alphabet. And then you've got the financials. So SoFi made some big moves yesterday, up 33%, or I think about 3 to 4% there. So at 758. I think this is going to be a $9 or $10 stock after earnings this quarter. So that's definitely one that's in my portfolio. And then Visa had record results, had great results. I won't say record, but they had great results yesterday, up $7. So up from the 260s into the mid 270s. And again, a fabulous stock to just buy and hold long term. We're seeing increased spending, increased credit card balances, which is obviously a bit of a double-edged sword, but it's good if you're a Visa stockholder. And then we saw some positive movement in the other financials as well, although some of them are in the red right now, primarily because I think the Dow's in the red and the S&P is close to break even from yesterday's close. But I think this are going to turn. We've got good news. We don't have a lot of bad news in the financials. Goldman up at 424. Again, I think I mentioned yesterday, this is a stock that I can see easily getting to the 440 range in the next couple of months. And it was down in the 380, 390s only a week or so ago. So that's where we are today. Manage your downside risk. Good luck with your trades. Get in on some of these tech opportunities so that you can pad your accounts and make a little bit of profit. Like the video and subscribe to the channel.